one thing that I can say that I feel like I learned really well, and I do it in all types of music, whether I'm making dance music, whether I'm making rap music, is bass lines.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like I learned to make bass lines listening to like Kyrie,
Oh, you
Young
said
Black
Kyrie.
Yeah, and like, well, that him more like arrangement and stuff like that, or
Ooh.
Tone Capone.
Kyrie
like,
had some. I'm gonna keep it real with you. He had some Dr. Dre shit going on.
Yeah,
when
for
he
real.
did the not before the Rampolation, or was it after the Rampolation? What was that?
Yeah,
Kyrie shit
he
was
did
called
the Black Elation.
Black Elation.
Yeah,
Black
that was my
Elation.
boy. That was my boy.
I love that one.
Raining Game in Northern California.
Oh
yeah.
man, and it wasn't it a dope ass Mac Mall one on there too?
Yeah,
yeah.
I forget what it's called.
That shit. I'm about to listen to that tonight.
Yeah.
yeah.
But listen to that stuff definitely affected how I produce music. And at the same time, I was getting into East Coast rap because I wasn't into it at first. And when I started getting into it, I started adding like the sample elements and like, okay, this is a drum break, and like understanding like, the more lauded like producer aspects.
Yeah.
Like digging for records and all that. And so, but knowing how to like play the funk bass and the program drums.
Yeah.
When you put them both together, I feel like that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's always what I want to do, is put all the styles.
I feel like that was always what separated us with the East Coast music. We always had a funky bass line.
Yeah.
I heard Raphael Sadiq say in an interview, he said just how y'all had MCs on the corner, we had bass players back in the day. Niggas, and to this day, when you people OG in a party chilling, nigga, he don't even know how to play. Nigga just be. You ever see OG, nigga? I know goddamn well you don't play the guitar.
I think Raphael Sadiq is a Cavalier or some shit. You know what I mean? The Cavaliers.
Yeah.
They did the shit.
Yeah.
They
one of my favorites.
Yeah, they performed professional music in high school.
In high school, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what was it? What was like the turning point? Like when were you able to get someone notable in the studio with you to start working?
The first person who took notice to anything I was doing. So it was around 03, and I had just graduated college. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, okay, what am I gonna do? And I went to this little showcase that I heard on KMEL. They were like, it's gonna be a New Bay showcase. It's funny, New Bay 03. A New Bay showcase, and it was gonna have. They had ESK, Frontline, Balance, Jay Dandridge, and Mr. Fab. I gave everybody CDs, but Fab was the only one that called back. And then he called me back, like maybe like 2 days later, on his way to the Shoreline for Summer Jam.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on his way to Summer Jam. He's like, these beats are hard, and then I just started connecting with him. So that's the first person, like, who was actually out there rapping, and this is after his first album, Nick Latin. And so this is right after that album is when we started connecting.
Okay.
And then working with him for like a year straight, going on like a lot of studio. Just I'll pick him up in the morning like 2-3 days a week. We just go around the studios all day, and I just seen his work ethic.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is crazy.
Got a cold work ethic.
Yeah, it's like
And what was your most notable track early on? Not now, but I'm saying early on. Like, what really kicked it in gear for you when you was like, this shit real?
Just personally, or like people responding to it, like something I put out.
People responding, like, you like, what the fuck? Oh, this shit real.
I mean, like a lot of the Fab records, like that are on Son of a Pimp, like those. Hey Lil Mama was one of the first ones.
Okay.
Off Son of a Pimp, and then, I mean, the one, I guess a lot of the stuff I was doing Fab was the first thing that kicked it off. That was like, ooh, this is cool. I'm meeting rappers. I'm like, they like my beats, so I'm gonna just keep doing it. But then the first thing that really kicked it off was still the Tell Me When to Go remix. Like, that was the thing that it just catapulted everything. It just changed everything.
And so that's that. What is that?
It's a sample. I still don't telling people.
Okay, no, don't tell
but
me.
I will. But I mean, it's a sample. Jay Dilla sampled it or sampled the same record. You know
Oh,
what I'm
really?
saying?
Okay, a different section of the record.
Different song.
Okay.
Hey, when you asked him what was that, a little voice in my head said, "Now, hold on now, hold on now."
You know why? I'm like, because it used to be rules in the game where you don't tell samples and you don't.
Right.
And so I still like stick to that a little bit. But
you got that old school.
If you do like 5 minutes of research, you can find it.
You can find
it's
it.
easy now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So because I really enjoy that because it put a whole nother twist on the song without fucking it up.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes remixes.
Oh, for sure.
Kill shit. Like.
Yeah.
And it was like, so you did that on your own?
Yeah. The day that the vinyl, the 12-inch for Tell Me When to Go came out, like the record, it had the instrumental acapella on it. I went and bought that record at B-Side Records in Berkeley. It's no longer there anymore.
So wait a minute. You bought the vinyl.
Bought the vinyl. Yeah,
that's hard in itself.
Oh yeah, I was used to buying. I collect vinyl, so I bought the vinyl and then drove up to Amoeba and bought a bunch of other records. And in those records, I found a sample that I would, use for that remix.